course, I suppose one of the problems for you, there were plenty of wingers about in those days, and two of the greatest, of course, were Matthews and Finney. That didn't really help you in terms of your chances for England.
People are very kind to say that, but I always feel that I underachieved when I played. You know, that's the word they use today, isn't it?
Yes.
I couldn't
But
sort of
in
get
what
into
way
the
do you
game.
think you underachieved?
Well, I didn't play the game I wanted to play, and I couldn't. I couldn't sort of get into the game itself because, for one thing, the coach at the time was a gentleman you may well remember.
Walter Winterbottom.
Walter Winterbottom. As I was running out at Hungary, this was at the Hungarian game, we lost 7-1.
In Budapest.
You probably remember that.
Yes, I do.
So Walter said to me, I want you to pick up Puskás. And I was, we hadn't even talked about it at training or anything, you know. I know it's not a thing to say about people who aren't here, but that's what happened to me anyway. And I wasn't too overjoyed at that either.
No. So you were running out in the stadium in Budapest.
Yeah,
and
Walter's last word
said to you,
says, you know, as they run out, you pick up Puskás.
Who was then just about the greatest player in the world.
Yeah, well, I would have picked him up because he'd been lying down or something, but for us to ask a winger to do the defensive job of marking Mr. Puskás is a bit not quite on, is it?
No. Tell me what your reaction was to playing in Budapest then against Puskás. What did you think of him?
Well, he was great. He played a great game again. He plays the same as he played at Wembley, and he had the other two. Hidekuti,
yes.
The centre forward, and there was another fella, the right half. Can't remember his name. He's probably the captain.
Yes, Bozic, was it?
Bosnick. And they were the three main chaps at the other side.
Yes. And in that England career, your first game, of course, in 1950 was against the Republic of Ireland up at Goodison Park. How did you discover that you were playing for England? How did that come about?
Oh, I heard from a chap on the railway. We were going up to. We were driving on the train going up to Liverpool, playing Liverpool probably, about a week or so before, and he said, did I know I'd been, because you know all the players were in one carriage, did I know I'd been picked for England? And I didn't know.
Because normally that position would have been Stanley Matthews's, wouldn't it? Matthews on one side and Finney on the other.
I suppose Stan didn't really relish the idea of going to that weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, bless him. Nice fellow.
Yeah, and a great player.
Yeah, great player. Oh, yes.
So how did we come to lose that game against the Republic of Ireland?
Well, nothing happened. I'm sorry to say that I can't really remember what went wrong. But no doubt there are a lot of people who can remember. But we were just played, I suppose. Although we didn't score any goals, and they scored one, and that was it.
Yes, I think that was the first time England had lost at home, outside the home international championships as well. So it was.
Yes.
It was
we had something to be proud of, didn't we?
Well, it wasn't the best way of making your debut for your country, was it?
No.
And then you had to wait 4 years or so for the next time.
Yes.
And that's in Budapest against the Hungarians, who've already been to Wembley and won 6-3. A lot of people saw that as a watershed in a way, that we realised that we weren't the masters anymore, and it made a massive rethink within the game, didn't it?
Yes. Although even today we've got Manchester United winning everything, I don't think it's going to last all those many years, and perhaps they're not a fully England side, are they? They've got plenty of foreigners, pardon the expression, playing for them. So perhaps when they sort of fade away a little bit, we just see a difference there.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes. What's your feeling about the overseas players in our game?
I think it's helped football in this country a little bit. Yes, I do. I think players have realised that other players from abroad are more adept at playing football than they are.
Yes.
And they got to sort of do a bit more. I mean, we trained and kept as fit as we need to have done, but to play against, as they did at Wembley against the Hungarians. we could tell them how good they were, how gifted they were. And they'd just been through a war as well, and everybody else.
Yes.
And they could still turn it on,
Yes.
as it were.
Do you see big differences now in terms of the training that you did? I mean, what was your training like when you were playing compared to what it is today, for example?
Well, I'm not sure I know what it is today.
Well, it'd be very scientific, what you
Yeah, I
eat,
think
what
that's
you, when you
spoiled it.
sleep and everything else.
Yeah, I think that's probably spoiled it a little bit, with bringing in the coaches with all their movements and things, and to hear them on the television with great respect, sir. Not yourself, but there's certain gentlemen I hear on the television. They're supposed to be advisors, are they, to the commentator? And the stuff they come out with, it's laughable. I get all my enjoyment from that. I laugh at them because they're so comical in what they say. But there you go. That's what it is. You're allowed to say what you like.
And then you finished playing, and I think, sadly, ill health then dogged you, didn't it, for a year or two after you'd finished playing in about 1959. Tell me what happened there.
Oh, well, I hadn't been married very long, and we were sent for chest X-rays by the club, the first time ever, and luckily it was. And I was discovered as having a couple of spots on my lungs.
Really? Oh, I
Yes.
didn't know that.
A TB.
Oh, really?
Yes. And so I had to back up right away. Stop playing.
And you went where then? To a sanitarium?
Went to sanitarium.
Yes.
Sanitarium, yeah. And I was there for 6 months, came out, and the club very kindly played a benefit match for me, which raised just over nearly £3,000, which is a lot of money in those days.
Indeed.
Which helped to pay for the house. I went into back to my tools, as it were, and I was there for a little while. I was what happened to me then? Oh, I got made redundant. I went to another place locally at a holiday camp. We have holiday camp. We used to have holiday camps in those days.
What job did you do there then, Peter?
I was given the job of organising the sports between the 3 or 4 camps that were available, and at one time we were asked to go to the Isle of Wight to play a match over there for charity. And I got a team together. Some of my old pals came along, and we also had a mixture of the
Showbiz people?
the showbiz people, yes. And Sean Connery was there.
Really?
Yes.
That was presumably in the days before he was born?
Before he was discovered, yes. He was trying to get discovered in football,
Oh,
you
really?
see. He doesn't know this, but he did. It's what he tried.
And how did he look as a footballer?
Big and strong again,
Yeah.
just like the players of today, big and strong. No, he was reasonably well, did reasonably well. And Des O'Connor played, and one or two other people from television. And we had a good little match over there, and we got raised a nice little sum for our charity, which I forget what it was, but I remember the sum was about £500 or £600 in those days, which is pretty good.
Just tell me about the most difficult. I mean, you were a highly successful winger, playing on the right side of the field. Just tell me who were the most difficult opponents you faced.
In those days it was left full-backs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And well, one was Roger Byrne, of course.
Of Manchester United.
Manchester United, Roger.
What was it about him, Peter?
He's quick. One of my ploys was to go past the chap pretty quick if I could, and but he was just as quick on the turn as I was. Or I was going straight, but he was quick on the turn.
And of course he was the one who lost his life in the
Yes,
Munich
he did,
air crash,
unfortunately. It was very sad, wasn't it? Very sad. Yes, and one or two others were...
So would you have played against Duncan Edwards as well?
Duncan played, yes.
Now, what did you? I mean, because he was no more than a lad who also lost his life at Munich, of course. But how did he strike you, Duncan?
He was something to me, for what I can remember, Duncan. He was something like Gascoigne was.
Really?
Yeah, that type of player, strong, half-back, quick, good on the ball. Yeah, I would put him in a likeness to Gascoigne.
Yes. So Roger Byrne would have been one of the most difficult fullbacks.
Yes, Roger, and the gentleman from Bolton, Tom Banks, is it?
Tony Banks, yeah.
Tony Banks,
Yeah.
and was there anybody else? Well, I suppose they were all frightening at times. Got on top of you.
Yeah, because you weren't the biggest of men. I mean,
no.
they took a few liberties, did they, sometimes?
Yeah, that's something I learned very early on. When I started off playing, we played a team down here, and it was the first time I scored a goal in front of a lot of people when the roar went up, and as I hit the ball into the net, there was I was knocked down as well, and the chap coming behind me was a fullback, and he trod on the back of my leg, thank him very much.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
he did, yes. A bit naughty, wasn't it? The referee didn't see it. RP didn't see it either. But he, yeah.
So they were pretty tough
And
times.
yes, they were. You get a few crunches in those days.
So really your career in football had some, and in life generally, had some real amazing highs here with Portsmouth, and the downside as well. But I mean, I guess you must look back on with nothing but great happy memories.
No, I've got to say that I wouldn't play for anybody else, for Portsmouth. I don't know why. It sounds silly. If a club comes along for you and got to pay money for you and you get a lot of money as well, I suppose you've got to go, but you wouldn't go by choice. I wouldn't have gone by choice. Put it that way.
Pompey through and through.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Yeah, for what I touch wood, for what I know. Yeah.
Peter, thank you very much indeed. It's been a real pleasure meeting you. I can show you.
And you.